The bustling streets of Manhattan have always been a stage for the extraordinary, a sprawling urban canvas where the mundane elements of daily life frequently collide with the surreal world of global celebrity culture. On any given afternoon, the relentless hum of traffic, the sea of hurried pedestrians, and the towering glass monoliths create a familiar rhythm that defines the city. Yet, there are rare moments when the atmosphere shifts, when an palpable current of anticipation ripples through the air, signaling that something monumental is unfolding just behind closed doors. For days, whispers had been circulating through the corridors of the entertainment world, hinting at a gathering of unprecedented scale and cultural significance. The epicenter of this quiet storm centered around one of the world's most iconic arenas, a venue typically reserved for thunderous sporting events and sold-out rock concerts, but today transformed into a fortress of absolute secrecy. Passers-by could not help but notice the unusual activity buzzing in sick perimeter, where teams of tight-lipped security personnel and logistical crews worked with hushed urgency. It became increasingly clear that the city was playing host to a modern fairy tale, a convergence of pop culture royalty and athletic brilliance that has captured the collective imagination of millions across the globe. To fully understand the gravity of what was transpiring in the heart of New York City, one must look back at the incredible journey that brought these two distinct worlds together, creating a narrative that feels less like reality and more like a carefully scripted cinematic romance. If you want to stay updated on every detail of this unfolding story and ensure you never miss an exclusive update, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. The phenomenon began as a quiet rumor, a seemingly improbable pairing that many initially dismissed as a mere passing headline in the chaotic cycle of modern media. On one side stood a transformative musical icon, an artist who has redefined the music industry through deeply personal storytelling, shattering stadium records worldwide and building a fiercely loyal community of fans who analyze every lyric and public appearance for hidden meanings. On the other side was a titan of professional football, a charismatic athlete celebrated for his ferocity on the field, his playful personality off it, and his status as a cornerstone of a championship dynasty. When their paths first crossed, it represented a fascinating collision of two massive American subcultures, the passionate devotion of global pop fandom meeting the intense loyalty of professional sports entertainment. What followed was a whirlwind romance that dominated headlines, captured the attention of casual observers, and slowly transformed from a highly publicized courtship into a deeply committed partnership. Every public appearance, from stadium suites to low-key dinner dates, was analyzed by millions, yet the couple managed to maintain a genuine bond amid the blinding glare of paparazzi flashes. This balance of public grandeur and private intimacy has defined their relationship, leading up to this monumental week where months of intense speculation and meticulous planning are finally coming to fruition behind the heavily guarded walls of Manhattan's most famous landmark as Thursday afternoon progressed. The quiet preparation outside the historic venue began to escalate into a highly synchronized operation, offering the first tangible clues of the massive celebration underway. Observers noted the arrival of specialized production trucks and unmarked vans, unloading cargo that hinted at an incredibly sophisticated aesthetic transformation taking place within the arena's vast interior. Large, intricate floral arrangements dominated by magnificent blooms in a soft peachy orange hue and surrounded by lush cascades of rich greenery were carefully transported through the service entrances by workers dressed in unassuming attire. These vibrant, warm colors provided a striking contrast to the cold concrete and steel of the metropolitan landscape outside, suggesting an indoor transformation aimed at creating a warm, organic oasis. The choosing of such specific floral design elements immediately evoked memories of the couple's milestone moments, echoing the romantic, flower-filled aesthetic that defined their highly celebrated engagement in the heartland of America a year prior. That summer proposal, held in the private sanctuary of the athlete's expansive Midwestern estate, had set a precedent for their shared visual style, blending grand romantic gestures with a grounded, highly personal touch that endeared them even further to their global audience. Inside the arena, the traditional stark lighting, typically associated with sports and massive concerts, was replaced by an entirely different ambiance, designed to completely alter the spatial experience of the massive structure. Leaked footage and distant glimpses shared across social media networks revealed an interior bathed in soft, ethereal pink illumination, casting a warm and inviting glow over the expansive spaces. Massive, heavy drapes in a delicate, dusty rose shade were meticulously hung around the perimeter, effectively partitioning the cavernous venue into smaller, more intimate environments that defied the true scale of the building. This deliberate manipulation of light and fabric created a dreamlike, enchanted garden atmosphere, effectively shielding the high-profile attendees from the bustling reality of the outside world. The sheer scale of the logistical effort required to transform a legendary sports arena into a romantic sanctuary underscored the unprecedented nature of the event, illustrating the immense resources and creative vision deployed to ensure absolute privacy and unmatched elegance for the couple and their elite inner circle as the late afternoon sun began to dip below the Manhattan skyline. Casting long shadows across the avenues, the security apparatus around the venue tightened noticeably, signaling the imminent arrival of the evening's distinguished guests. Members of the specialized security detail, identifiable by distinct blue wristbands that granted access to the highly restricted zones, established strict perimeters at every potential point of entry, ensuring that only those on the highly exclusive guest list could breach the perimeter. The atmosphere grew thick with anticipation as the first signs of movement occurred near the private underground entrance, where a fleet of luxury vehicles with tinted windows began to arrive in a carefully timed sequence. Among the early arrivals was the groom's celebrated mother, a beloved figure in her own right within the sports community, whose presence in the city confirmed that the multi-day festivities were officially underway. Shortly before 4 o'clock, a large, dark sports utility vehicle slipped quietly past the security gates, completely obscuring its high-profile occupant from the view of the gathering crowds. Though insiders confirmed it marked the arrival of the bride herself, stepping into the transformed sanctuary to survey the breathtaking results of months of secretive preparation before the star-studded rehearsal dinner commenced. The arrival of the high-profile inner circle turned the bustling streets surrounding the iconic Madison Square Garden into an impromptu runway of global celebrity culture, drawing the eyes of the world to this highly secure fortress of romance. Photographers and onlookers positioned at strategic vantage points caught exclusive glimpses of Hollywood elite and pop culture icons making their way through the tight security cordons. Each arrival adding another layer of excitement to the gathering storm of media attention. Among the notable figures captured by lenses was a celebrated 51-year-old actor, recognized for his compelling performances in acclaimed dramas, who emerged from the Midtown afternoon heat looking impeccably sharp in a classic dark, tailored suit. With practiced ease, he navigated the gauntlet of cameras and stepped into a waiting gray sports utility vehicle, a luxury transport that was already occupied by an elite group of the bride's closest confidantes. In the front passenger seat sat a well-known stylist and longtime friend of the musical icon, while the back seat held a globally renowned 31-year-old supermodel, who deliberately remained obscured from direct view to maintain a semblance of privacy amid the chaotic media frenzy. This sophisticated convoy moved with quiet efficiency, slipping past the barricades and into the underground loading zones where the enchanted world awaited them, simultaneously. Another major pillar of the bride's inner circle was documenting her own journey to the historic venue, providing fans with a rare, albeit stylized, look into the high-fashion expectations of the evening. A multi-talented actress and singer, who first rose to prominence as a beloved Disney Channel star before transitioning into critically acclaimed television roles and launching a massive beauty empire, shared intimate glimpses from the interior of her luxury transport. Heading toward the venue, she modeled an exquisite black floral lace gown that perfectly mirrored the romantic dark garden theme of the rehearsal dinner, elevating her ensemble with brilliant diamond earrings that caught the ambient light of the vehicle. This prominent guest, who industry insiders had previously revealed would be occupying the highly coveted role of a bridesmaid for the global pop sensation, exuded an aura of sophisticated elegance that set the tone for the elite gathering. Her social media updates, though brief and carefully curated, sent shockwaves through the digital universe, offering millions of followers a tantalizing window into the absolute pinnacle of entertainment royalty converging for a singular, private celebration. The sheer concentration of star power required an unprecedented level of security management, transforming the perimeter of Madison Square Garden into a veritable fortress where every entrance was monitored with military precision. Private security teams, clad in professional attire and coordinated via discreet communication earpieces, were observed wearing matching blue wristbands. a vital visual signifier that granted them access to the most sensitive areas of the arena's transformation. These guards formed human walls around the loading bays and private elevators, ensuring that no unauthorized individuals, overzealous fans, or freelance photographers could compromise the absolute privacy promised to the couple. Massive, heavy drapes were continually adjusted around the open portals of the stadium, blocking any potential sightlines from neighboring skyscrapers or elevated vantage points, effectively creating an impenetrable bubble of intimacy in the middle of one of the densest urban environments on Earth. The logistical mastery required to execute such a high-stakes lockdown, while simultaneously hosting hundreds of elite guests, underscored the staggering influence and resources possessed by the couple at the center of the storm. As the evening began to unfold within the transformed arena, a stunning revelation emerged from exclusive sources close to the couple, completely shifting the narrative surrounding the weekend's festivities and sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry. It was disclosed that the iconic pop star and the championship-winning tight end were already legally married, having quietly formalized their union in a highly private legal ceremony prior to the grand public events of the week. This profound revelation shed a completely new light on the current gathering, transforming the rehearsal dinner from a mere prelude into a massive, deeply personal celebration of an existing marital bond. The knowledge that they had already exchanged their sacred vows in secret highlighted the couple's fierce commitment to protecting the sanctity of their relationship, ensuring that the legal and emotional core of their marriage belonged solely to them before opening up the celebration to their massive network of friends, family, and colleagues. This strategic choice allowed them to navigate the immense public pressure and global scrutiny with a sense of calm assurance. Knowing that the foundation of their future together was already securely laid, with the legal formalities safely completed in private, the focus of the multi-day event shifted entirely toward crafting an unforgettable experience for their loved ones, setting the stage for an even more monumental gathering scheduled for the following day. The intimate, flower-filled rehearsal dinner was designed to serve as a warm, welcoming embrace for their immediate families and closest friends, allowing them to connect, share stories, and celebrate in a relatively relaxed environment before the true scale of the wedding festivities expanded exponentially. Insiders revealed that the massive arena would host a significantly larger celebration the next day, an event of historic proportions to which over 1,000 guests had been formally invited. This upcoming reception was poised to bring together an extraordinary mix of professional athletes, music industry executives, Hollywood stars, and childhood friends, creating a cross-section of American culture reflective of the couple's vast public impact. The anticipation for this secondary, massive phase of the wedding weekend hung heavy in the air, as crews inside the venue worked tirelessly through the night to ensure that every single detail, from the acoustics to the dining arrangements, was executed to absolute perfection. The choice of Madison Square Garden for a multi-day wedding celebration remained one of the most talked-about aspects of the entire event, serving as a powerful testament to the couple's unparalleled cultural footprint. Typically, high-profile weddings seek out remote islands, historic European villas, or secluded estates far removed from the prying eyes of the public and the logistical nightmares of a major metropolis. However, by selecting an iconic arena in the heart of New York City, the couple leaned directly into the grand, larger-than-life nature of their public personas while completely upending traditional expectations of privacy. The arena, which has witnessed legendary sports victories, historic political conventions, and defining musical performances over the decades, was now adding a deeply personal chapter to its storied legacy, serving as the canvas for the definitive celebrity union of the modern era. The juxtaposition of the venue's raw industrial history with the soft, romantic, peachy orange flora and dusty rose curtains created a striking visual metaphor for the marriage itself, a union of strength, athletic power, artistic beauty, and gentle romance. As the night deepened, the soft pink glow emanating from the upper tiers of the arena seemed to intensify, casting a romantic aura over the surrounding city blocks and serving as a silent beacon of the joy unfolding within. Inside, away from the flashbulbs and speculation, the couple and their guests were treated to an immersive sensory experience where the traditional boundaries of a sports stadium were completely erased. The careful arrangement of greenery and vibrant blooms created micro-environments within the massive space, allowing guests to converse in intimate nooks that felt worlds away from the cavernous ceilings above. The aroma of premium catering and the gentle strains of curated music filled the air, providing a sophisticated backdrop for a night characterized by heartfelt toasts, shared laughter, and the deep relief of a couple who had successfully carved out a sanctuary of joy amid the relentless noise of global fame. The rehearsal dinner was proving to be a spectacular success, a flawless execution of creative vision and logistical prowess that set an incredibly high bar for the massive 1,000-guest reception that loomed on the horizon. The culmination of this extraordinary multi-day celebration marked the definitive chapter in a modern cultural phenomenon, cementing the union of two individuals who have come to define contemporary American royalty. To understand the profound resonance of this moment, one must look closely at the remarkable journeys of the two central figures, each having ascended to the absolute apex of their respective fields through relentless dedication, unmatched talent, and an innate ability to connect with millions of people. The bride, a singular force in the global music industry, began her journey as a young, determined singer-songwriter acoustic artist, translating the universal complexities of teenage heartbreak and personal growth into deeply resonant melodies. Over the span of nearly 2 decades, she systematically shattered industry conventions, evolving from a regional phenomenon into a global titan capable of shifting national economies with her stadium tours. Her unique ability to reinvent her musical identity across diverse genres while maintaining a fiercely loyal bond with her audience transformed her from a simple pop star into an enduring cultural institution, whose every creative choice is dissected with historical gravity. Equally compelling is the trajectory of the groom, a powerhouse athlete whose journey to football immortality was forged through resilience, charisma, and an extraordinary competitive drive. Rising from modest beginnings in the American Midwest, he honed his skills on the gridiron, eventually capturing the attention of professional scouts and joining a historic franchise where he would help redefine the modern tight end position. His legendary partnership with a generational quarterback created one of the most lethal offensive combinations in the history of professional sports, leading his team to multiple championship victories and securing his place in the Hall of Fame. Yet beyond his formidable physical dominance and tactical brilliance on the field, his larger-than-life personality, infectious joy, and genuine love for life endeared him to sports enthusiasts and casual observers alike. When these two titan-sized careers converged, it was not merely a crossing of paths between two celebrities, but a profound alignment of two people who understood the immense pressures, unique triumphs, and intense public scrutiny that accompany global prominence. The journey that led them to the transformed halls of Madison Square Garden was paved with shared experiences that bridged their vastly different worlds, creating a shared vocabulary that resonated deeply with their families and fans. Throughout their highly publicized courtship, the pop icon became a familiar and enthusiastic fixture in the luxury suites of football stadiums, enduring intense media focus while genuinely cheering on her partner alongside his family and teammates. Conversely, the star athlete traveled across continents during his brief off-seasons, standing proudly in the VIP sections of massive international stadiums, watching his partner command audiences of tens of thousands for hours on end. This mutual support, demonstrated under the gaze of a relentless media apparatus, solidified their bond and proved to the world that their relationship was built on a foundation of profound mutual respect and understanding. Their ability to find moments of quiet normalcy, whether retreating to the privacy of his Midwestern estate or walking hand-in-hand through metropolitan streets, showed a maturity and commitment that culminated beautifully in their secret, legal marriage and this grand weekend of celebration. As the final echoes of the intimate rehearsal dinner faded into the midnight air, the massive logistical machinery inside the arena shifted into high gear, preparing for the staggering scale of the Friday reception. The transition from a gathering of close family and Hollywood elites to a massive gala for more than 1,000 invited guests required an unprecedented mobilization of creative and technical staff. Designers worked through the early morning hours, expanding the romantic, peachy orange floral motifs and intricate greenery displays to fill the massive scale of the stadium floor. Additional lighting rigs were calibrated to cast dramatic, cinematic shadows across the newly installed dining pavilions, ensuring that the grand reception would maintain the enchanted, dreamlike garden ambiance established the night before, even as the guest list expanded tenfold. Every element, from the custom-designed menus featuring high-end interpretations of classic Midwestern comfort food to the state-of-the-art sound systems tuned to provide a warm, immersive acoustic environment, was checked and rechecked by top-tier coordinators who understood that this event would be remembered for decades. The arrival of the 1,000 guests on Friday afternoon created a spectacle unmatched in the modern history of New York City, drawing a breathtaking cross-section of global influence, athletic prestige, and creative brilliance. A-list actors, legendary musicians, fashion designers, corporate executives, and professional athletes from multiple sports leagues arrived in a continuous stream of luxury vehicles, their presence turning the surrounding avenues into a vibrant celebration of achievement and style. Teammates of the groom, including championship coaches and star players, walked alongside pop icons and close childhood friends of the bride, creating a uniquely diverse gathering that perfectly reflected the combined worlds of the newlyweds. The atmosphere inside the arena was electric, filled with a palpable sense of joy and celebration as guests explored the sprawling transformed space, marveling at how a venue typically associated with the raw intensity of sports had been turned into a breathtaking sanctuary of elegance and romance as the evening progressed. The celebration reached its emotional peak with a series of heartfelt speeches, spectacular musical performances, and dances that brought together generations of family and friends. The groom's mother, whose warm presence had comforted fans and media alike throughout the week, shared touching anecdotes about her son's journey, while close friends of the bride spoke eloquently about her enduring loyalty and happiness. The couple themselves, now completely relaxed and radiant in their shared joy, took to the center stage, dancing beneath the soft pink lights and cascading flora, surrounded by a sea of love and support from the people who mattered most to them. This grand reception was more than just a lavish party. It was a profound celebration of love, resilience, and the triumph of two individuals who managed to find and protect a genuine partnership in the middle of a chaotic, media-driven world. The long-term impact of this definitive wedding weekend extends far beyond the entertainment headlines, serving as a powerful cultural milestone that will be studied and remembered for years to come. By managing to balance absolute logistical transparency with deep personal privacy, the couple established a new standard for high-profile relationships in the digital age. Their story, which began with a bold public gesture and